Hello everyone. Today we're going to sabotage a Metallurgy settlement, which is essentially a mining base. And we're going to do that despite me never having seen this type of base before for some reason. So I had to park my ship quite a bit away from the settlement because it's an asp and the settlement only has a small landing pad, so I couldn't land there and I had to land a bit off in the distance. I'm just taking some e-breaches with me, so to do that I just had to go into manage inventory on my ship. So I parked a bit further away than I intended. You can see it off in the distance. I parked 1.6 kilometers away, so I can just see it off in the distance there. It's probably good to park a distance away, particularly if the base has defences or sentry ships. Now, I'm not entirely certain about the arrangement of this base, so the first thing we need to do is turn off the alarm, or, well, it's one of our first goals anyway. And if a settlement has a command centre, then the alarm will be located in there. But if it doesn't, then the general rule is it's located by the reactor. So let's have a look around and see what the guards are up to. So it's quite clear this settlement doesn't have a command base. I mean a command centre. So that means the alarm is going to be located within the power plant building. Now, to get in the power plant building, you always need to have level 3 access. So one thing what we could do is we could just have a look around and see if we can see anyone with level 3 access, or with level 2 access, and then we can build our way up to level 3 by cloning profiles. To save time though, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to just quickly e-breach into the reactor room and probably just steal a profile from someone in there, because there wouldn't be any guards in there usually to scan me, so it's fairly safe. And I'm going to use an e-breach just because I can't be bothered hacking my way through the door. So this settlement, it appears to have two, I guess, laser drilling buildings. It has a habitat and it has a large power plant building. See, that's the power plant in there. It's the large type. So it's quite an interesting settlement. So the end goal is to put some ionized gas into the industrial production process. So it's just like the other missions, sabotage missions, where you had to insert, say, the pyrotic catalyst or something like that to into the process to destroy it. Just to save time, and I've got loads of e-breaches anyway, so I like using them. You don't need to use them, but as you get lazier from doing these missions again and again, e-breaches become a bit more attractive to use. So this is the reactor room. Well, no, it's adjoined to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and find someone with level 3 access. Then I'll be able to just casually walk into the room, well, crouch walk into the room and disable the alarms. So let's just see, does this guy have level 3 access? Yes, he does. Okay, that's just got level 3 access. Now, I'm not actually sure exactly where the alarms are in this building. So, I think what I'll do is I'll go to the habitat building and I will look it up on the terminal. I was just checking there to see if I could see the alarm terminal. So let's go to the habitat. Normally the habitat's a good place to get level 1, potentially level 2 access, but I couldn't be bothered going through that this time. So I'm just going into the habitat because it almost always has a terminal that we can use to look stuff up. And now that we've got level 3 access, all the information is available to us. Although I could have used an e-breach on it early on to get all the information I needed. But then again, one of the workers might see it and set off an alarm. So I've looked up what I need to sabotage. But I really just want to check where the alarm is. Should be under power plant. So I've just marked where the alarm is, because once you've disabled the alarm, it's hard to fail the mission without actually dying, because if they can't set off the alarm, then you can't fail it for not being covert. Okay.
Warning, low temperature detected. Leaving pressurized environment.
Since I've got the illegal ionized gas on me, I can't let them scan me. Also, it's illegal to have the e-breaches on you as well.
Entering pressurized environment.
So that's the alarm over there because we marked it. So I'm just going to wait for that guy to go away so he doesn't see me enter the restricted area, because that would aggro him. Our time has come. Almost.
Entering restricted area.
So that's us disabled the alarm. I also disabled the authorization scanner as well, although I really don't have to disable that since I already have level 3 access. Okay, so now we're going to go back to the hab building and use a terminal to directly highlight which of the production thingies we need to sabotage, because there's generally 2 of them in each settlement and it can be either one. I don't actually know what this processing area looks like, because I've never actually explored the settlement before. But we would expect to see a lot of workers or scientists within and not any guards usually. The guards are normally on the outside. And luckily this building has a roof entrance to the processing area or production area. So just be on the lookout for guards in case there does happen to be one in here. I don't really know what the loot's like in this building. I'll need to investigate that in great detail. Don't even know where the data ports are. Okay, well this is the process we need to sabotage. As normal, we'll just be pressing a thing, it'll come up, then we'll insert our ionized gas and then close it again. So the workers or scientists, they don't seem to care as we do this, at least at the moment anyway. And because I'd turned off the alarm won't go off. If I had not turned off the alarm in the reactor room, alarms would immediately sound as soon as I tried to do this. And then I would fail it because one of the requirements of it being a covert mission is that I don't trigger an alarm. In fact, it's pretty much the only requirement at the moment anyway. So once the alarms are disabled, I can fire a rocket launcher everywhere, and it doesn't matter at the moment anyway because they never turn the alarms back on. So we just have to play the waiting game. Not much can go wrong here, unless I pull out a gun by accident or they see me trying to steal something. I don't really know why they have such a long waiting time. I assume it's to make things harder for people who just go in and shoot the place up because it gives more time for guards to come at you. I haven't tested this, but I suspect that if I were to not switch off the authorization controls and leave it on, then I suspect low-level guards would actually struggle to get in this building because they wouldn't have the clearance. I'll perhaps need to experiment with that, because normally I just turn it off as a habit, because it's apparently what decides. The authorization scanner is what decides whether you have authorization or not to get in the door. Okay, it's not long now until it pops up. I'm probably just going to get a shuttle to take me back because I can't be bothered running to my ship again. And I wouldn't really be able to call it closer to me, I think, because there's not really any good landing places because it's very rocky outside. It's nearly done. Okay, we just put in the ionized gas as normal. Then close the container, the catalyst management unit. So they've increased the time it takes for this to go down. It used to be instant. Objective complete. We can get out of there. So we just have to leave the area now without triggering any alarms. That's extremely easy to do. Just don't let a guard scan you, or don't get close enough to a guard so that they want to scan you. I have a bounty on me at the moment, so if they were to scan me, it would trigger. I really want to jump into this beam, but I would fail the mission. I really want to find out whether it'll kill me or not. I mean, it should. So this is a metallurgy base, but I think it's technically a mining base. I mean, I guess it would make sense because if they're doing metallurgy, they'd probably want to be mining for metals as well, I suppose, if they're in deep space. So we're out of the settlement now, and so not much can go wrong. So I'm just going to book a long-range shuttle. It's long-range because it's outside the system. I tend to base myself at Hopkins City at the moment. I'm not really sure why.